Looking back to that UConn game, obviously involved a lot. Just your thoughts on being able to put together a game like that?
I knew I had it in me. Coach has been helping me out a lot this year, and I'm just pretty good at speed rushing, so I just used that to my ability and just came off the edge and was able to make a couple of good plays.
Are they putting you in that situation a lot, kind of on those passing downs, or how are they kind of using you so far?
Yeah, they're putting me in that position a lot. We put a new package this past week for UConn, which allowed me to get off the edge and use my abilities to get after the passers. So.
Harsin kind of jokes that every time he yells at you on the field, you seem to make a play.
Yeah.
Why have you been able to respond to that?
I'm not sure. I never really hear it, but I got a motor, so I'm always going.
You say you got it in you, but to actually get a couple sacks, how good did that feel?
Oh, it felt great. Just always, like I said, knew I had it in me, and to come out there and make the plays, it feels great.
When they talked to you about the position change, when was that, and what were your kind of thoughts on that?
It was kind of mid-year last year. I was on the scout team, and they put me at defensive end a lot, and that's where I was in high school, so it's just comfortable, and that's when it changed last year.
Did you play nickel at all in the spring or in the fall, or how'd that work out?
Yeah, I played nickel a little bit last year, fall camp, and played a little bit of it in the beginning of the year in scout team, but then they moved me to defensive end last year.
Why do you think it's fit you so well? You mentioned you played it before, but
played it in high school. My favorite thing is coming after the quarterback. I like getting in a stance and just speed rushing off the outside, so it's just my comfort zone.
Have you done anything to your weight, with the new position? Did you have to gain weight or lose weight?
I'm working on it. I'm about like 225 right now. Weight, they say it's like a huge thing. I don't necessarily think it's that big. I'm coming from like a wrestling background, so I use my leverage and speed to my abilities, and it's helped me a lot.
So what were you last year if you were 225?
Last year I was about 220 maybe.
Okay, so you put on a few.
Yeah, still working on it.
Coach Harsin was saying that you talk about maybe size and stuff like that. Or actually, it's Coach Yates. You saying that you might have the biggest heart out there. How much does football mean to you?
I mean, it means a lot. I've been playing the game since I was really little, 4th grade. Yeah, I just got a big heart and just got a motor. I'm just always flying to the ball, running around, looking to make plays.
Well, why is effort so important? When did you realize that could be something that could keep on the field?
I mean, coming here last year as a freshman with Coach Peterson, just blue collar. That's all he preached, and it's just kind of built. It's been building. He built it to me, and I just took after it, and I've just been playing with good effort.
When they recruited you to play nickel, the vision for that position was a little bit of a pass rushing position, right? That was part of what they liked in you bringing you here.
Yeah. When they recruited me as a nickel, they wanted me to play more in space and stuff like that, which I thought would be cool, different experience, and I mean, it worked out a little bit for a while, and then they just kind of ended up moving me back to the end spot, and I was able to do what I did in high school.
What did you do in high school?
In high school, I played tight end, defensive end. My senior year, I had like 16 sacks, and it's been fun getting back to that position, coming off the edge and making a couple more plays.
When you look at the depth on the D-line and stuff, could you imagine coming in this quickly and having this kind of impact these first 3 games?
I didn't at first. Like, I always knew I could come in and make a difference, but in fall camp, I was like, in the beginning of fall camp or in spring ball, I was like 3rd on the depth chart, and I always knew there was that chance for me to come in. So once it finally happened, it was cool.
It seems like each game you've done a little bit more and kind of earned more playing time as well. Do you feel like it's just a confidence builder and it's all keeps getting building?
Yeah, I mean, my coach Caldwell's helped me a lot. He's given me a lot of confidence. He's helped me out with the small things like stance and technique, and I feel like he's a great coach. He has a lot of experience, and he's helped me to build a lot as a player.
You obviously had to overcome a couple of hurdles. How does that push you? In terms of just trying to overcome those sort of things that you try to go through.
As a kid in Boise State, it's always been about school and football, so I just kind of avoid those things and just keep on going and focusing on, like I said, school and football.
What's next for you at that defensive end then? You obviously had the pass rush thing down. What do you try to do now to try to improve and maybe get on the field more? Obviously.
Yeah. Just keep staying good with the coaches. Just doing the little things, working on technique and stance, and they know I could pass rush obviously, and I can run stop too. So I just want to keep showing them what I can do, and hopefully just they can see that and keep making more plays.
Louisiana hasn't given up many sacks. I think 1 sack this year. What do you see from their offensive line that's made it difficult to get to their quarterback?
They have a really good experienced offensive line. I think they have 4 returning starters, 1 new guy. They're big. They're probably going to be the biggest offensive line we've seen all year. So I'm not sure about how much they pass. I heard they're a big running team so far, so we'll focus on the run, and then if I get a chance, I'm gonna get off the edge and get after the passer.
How eager do you get for a matchup like that, where obviously their offensive line's really good at helping them run the ball, and obviously really good at protecting the quarterback too. When you guys see a challenge like that, does that get you a little more excited? Or?
I think the whole D line's excited about the challenge. Like I said, coach has told us it's gonna be like the toughest offensive line we're gonna go up against all year. So I think we're all pumped up and looking forward to this week. Yeah.
We talk about you being a pass rush specialist and a team that's coming in here that likes to run the ball. So, I mean, do you kind of view yourself as a specialist right now? Will your opportunities more come in drop back situations?
No, I don't think so. I use my leverage, and even though I'm not the biggest guy out there, I use my leverage and I stay in my gap, and I'm still driving the tackle, the offensive guys off the ball. So, no, not necessarily I could do it all.
Talk about the hair, man. I mean, it's kind of a identifiable thing. It's going all over the place out there.
Yeah.
Getting to the quarterback. You grow it out for any reason or anything like that?
No, sophomore year in high school back in the day, never went bald, so I went bald. And then after that, I was like, never had long hair, so I'm just gonna grow it out. So it kind of looked like Clay Matthews. I liked the long hair, and I said, well, I'm just gonna try it out. So I just grew it out, and it's kind of sticking with me right now. But we'll see how long it goes.
Is that kind of the guy that you model your game after? Or?
Yeah, a little bit. I look up to him. Yeah, I like the way he plays.
As a defensive line, what has it meant to you guys to have Sam McCaskill move inside and play the way he has, and particularly with the injuries you guys have had in there?
It's been huge. Sam stepped up a lot, stepped up big for us. I think just all these little moves helped me even more to progress, come up to the second spot. Sam's been doing a great job. He was a great defensive end, and now he's great defense tackle. He kind of surprised me how well he's playing in that 4-eye position. He's really holding it down and playing well for us there.
What sack was better for you? Any of the ones versus UConn, or was it your first against Colorado State?
No, the first one's always probably gonna be the best. It's pretty funny. The quarterback was just saying all these words as he was going down, so it was pretty fun to get that one. Definitely my favorite one though was probably coming off the edge against UConn so far. Nice little speed rush off that.
Can you share it all what he was saying?
Some words,
Some words.
Yeah, some words.
I think we saw some pictures on Twitter. Your parents watching on TV and celebrating. What was that like? Talking to them about?
No, it was special. After the game, I saw those tweets and I was just laughing. I know they're huge supporters of me, and it just makes me proud. Right? I'm proud to make them proud. So it's been fun.
They're going to get out and watch you play much?
Yeah, they came to Ole Miss, and then I think they're going to come up to this week's game and probably a couple more games after that. So they're a great support system, and I love them.
As a defensive line, did you guys realize that you had 8 sacks, or that you were racking up sacks at the rate that you did? And how easy is that, or how much does it help you feed off of other performances?
Yeah, coming into that week, our goal was to get 5 sacks, so we were keeping track of the sacks throughout the game, and definitely each sack we got, everyone was getting jealous, oh, I don't got a sack yet, I don't got a sack. So it definitely fired us up and motivated everyone to get after the quarterback and make plays.
What's the goal this week?
The goal this week is just to stop the run. Big offensive line, and we just got to anchor it down and stop the run.
See, man.